Hey everyone, I'm John Hayden, and let's queer up politics. Log cabin Republicans join the rest of the GOP in trans erasure. Some people spill tea, others drop tea. Hermminger, president of the Log Cabin Republicans, announced in an essay on townhall.com that the board of directors voted to, quote, refine Log Cabin's national advocacy focus to concentrate specifically on conservative values. In other words, we are an LGBT advocacy organizations as our founders envisioned and as our moral center calls us to be. End quote. Log Cabin added the T in 2015 to welcome Caitlyn Jenner. Local trans activist Rajee Narinesingh told me, quote, dropping the T from LGBTQ isn't just disappointing, it's a political betrayal wrapped in cowardice. And let's be honest, it's the predictable outcome of aligning with a movement that has never truly embraced trans people. And she's absolutely spot on. Log Cabin is a garbage organization run by garbage people. Like literally, period. You meet them out and about, and unfortunately, you can kind of tell, from they're wearing their canoe cologne from the late 1980s. Dupe. They're doing their whoosh, comb over. Girl, just go bald. But seriously, these people vote against us. They they voted in favor of don't say gay, and then. When it was just K through 3. And then they were like, fine, when it expanded to K through 12 and probably into colleges. Mm-hmm. They're just wretched, vile people. I'm glad they don't come on this show. And they don't, because I think we would all destroy them.
Yes, that.
And rightly so.
This one hurts. And I've said it before from this table, because this call is coming from inside the house, right? Like it's one of our own going after us, you know what I mean? Like, you don't protect your own rights by sacrificing another part of our community. That's it. LGBTQ plus isn't a buffet where you pick the letters that are politically convenient for you. Right. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Here we go, Trini.
All right. So I let me just start out by saying, I don't think they should be dropping the T, right? I just think that the calculus of it, first of all, the Log Cabin Republicans have never really been part of our team. I don't think. Yeah. They've been their own thing within the Republican Party because they want to, I guess, get invited to the gay sex orgies that are happening in the Republican convention or whatever. And they're just putting it out there. Yo, invite me. That's what I think that group is about. But I just think that there's so many different issues that come up when it comes to transgenderism versus sexual orientation. And I think it's just something that the country is grappling with. I think the country in general accepts gay people and sexual orientation, but when it comes to transgender people, I do think that it opens up a lot more doors to things that people are having issues with. And I think maybe their calculus is that, all right, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Let's just say, all right, let's make sure that these rights get protected, and then we can deal with this issue in another way. And I think the country is kind of in that position as well, especially when it comes to the sports issue. And that, there are a lot of people who love LGBT folks and just have a few issues with the bathrooms or with the sports issue. And so that leaves people not knowing where to go, because I want to support one, but I don't want to support the other, right? And we're at the table saying, okay, let's support all of them, and then there's just a whole lot of people that are like, I don't support both. And so what do you do with those people when you have voting issues that have to be one or nothing, So I don't know. I'm not saying that's a good idea to drop the T, and we should definitely care for our transgender brothers and sisters. But then that also invites the conversation about the 84 different genders and this and the non-binary and stuff. And it introduces just so much more that people are like, I don't even know. I don't believe in that. I'm not into that. I like to keep it simple. And I'm still trying to figure out how to move forward from that.
It's hard because people don't want to learn anymore. People don't want to learn what it is. Okay. From my seat, I'm saying if you want to, You know, if you want to do LGBTQIA, LMNOP, RSTUV, I'm going to learn the acronym because you deserve to be seen.
Right.
That's just for my seat, right? But there's folks, like you said, that don't want to learn anything else, you know, but they support or they think they support gay and lesbian.
There are people like me.
No,
I'm not into all the acronyms.
We weren't asked to be put all together, right? But here we are, you know, and the reality is that one is your identity and the other is who you love, you know, yet we're still together.
But what I see, Trinidad, is that it's the community is the larger community, and it's our community. So we, for my take, what do we do? When you ask, what do? We stand up and we support and we say, you know, John and I were just in New York and saw Cast Jellicle Ball, and the love and joy that was in that space blew our minds. And I thought, this is Broadway. So this is not just a special audience. This is Middle America also comes to Broadway. And there was all this talk, and you couldn't not acknowledge the love and joy for these performers coming out, being themselves, doing them, you know, so the old, you know, you do you.
Yeah.
But I guess I go with who cares about the log cabin Republicans. If they want to do that, then there's such a tiny portion of like what the LGBTQ world is like and the advocates for it. So, I mean, I would just tell them, fine.
Yeah.
Look, and they added it for what's her face?
For Caitlyn.
I mean, so they might as well drop it.
Drop Caitlyn while you're at it.
Well, drop Caitlyn while you're at it.
You know, and to your point that there's such a small part, like I had to like reach out to local activists like Rajee, and also Adriana Tender is going to be in the Out South Florida version of this as well, and she had great things to say as well.
Love you, Adriana.
But the fact is that I had to go looking for people's reaction because like it's literally like nobody cares because nobody, to your point,
I've never even met one.
Part of count yourself lucky.
Right.
Okay.
You know, but what I would say is that it's your talk about like getting down to 84 genders and all this other. It reminds me of the argument. Well, if we let gays marry, then, you know, we have to, are we going to let them marry their
your
pet?
dog.
Are we going to let them marry that? Those were red herrings.
Right.
Trans kids playing school. Important issue to those trans kids, but not to the rest of America. It shouldn't be because it's a made up crisis. There were less than 50 high school trans kids trying to play high school sports in the last school year in the whole country. These are made up excuses. These are hysteria. And the naivete of people who think that if we go ahead and drop the T, that they won't then come after the L, the B, and the G.
Right.
They will. It's about dividing us.
Yeah.
That's what makes this story so important. And if you look at my homepage or my main Facebook page, my banner says equality never comes with an asterisk. And I absolutely believe that. Trans men are men. Trans women are women. Period.
Yeah.
And there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.